I really enjoy the little home improvement projects that I get to do on my nest here at 64 square feet. Just less overwhelming, I guess, to both think about all the things that go into design and what I need in such a small space. The inquiry for a while now revolves around this right here. Comforter sliding off bed. Even in my sticks and bricks, when there was no one else in the bed, I was mildly amused that I still woke up every morning on just on my little edge. And so when it came to this fan, I really liked the galley aspect. I wanted to keep as much space as possible. And so my bed is ending up being 26 inches wide. I know. Took some getting used to. And it's been fine. Imogene and I have worked it out over the past 3 years. But today, or the next couple of days, are going to revolve around this issue right here. And of course, through the process, I found another use for the solution. Stay tuned. There's always more. This morning, once I got everything all set up that I wanted to show you, an overview of the project, it was blazing hot. So I thought, well, it's getting close to lunch. Let's kind of get in there and make something. And then all of a sudden there was no sun. And you can't hear it now, but I hear distant thunder. The weather comes up pretty quick and leaves pretty quick. Yesterday I had a bunch of stuff out because I was going to actually just start constructing this project, and started raining. Rained for about 5 minutes, and then I was done for the day. But it gave me a little bit better idea on maybe how to approach showing you about what I'm constructing here. And so in the off chance, or probably the most likely chance, that there's going to be a couple raindrops coming, we're going to get through this. The dilemma: prevent my comforter from sliding off the bed. The solution is this shelf. Here comes the raindrops, held up by these brackets. Now I was thinking about drilling holes in this, but I don't have a hole saw and I really don't want to invest in one. I'm going to curve the corners. I am going to experiment with routing both sides of the shelf. And then on top of it are going to be these cushions. It's going to have a wood base. This is one cushion. This actually is a plastic tablecloth from the Dollar General. This is fabric that both of these are fabrics that a kindred spirit just recently gifted me. And then we recently went thrifting. And at a thrift store, I found this beautiful, it's actually a curtain, $2. This piece of fabric, $1. And then another dollar store tablecloth are going to be the bottom, because I want to be able to take these things outside and not worry about them, that I could just brush them off. It is starting to rain. The wind's not kicking up, so I'm just going to push the envelope a little bit faster, and then maybe you could just go get a tarp and throw it all over this. I take out all this because I just want to show you these are the tools that I'm going to be doing this project with, and that I have been doing the last 2 builds with. Things that oops, this is not mine. I'm actually borrowing this right now, but I have a smaller one. That job and this job, the counters, was done with that, as well as the last 2 paying gigs that I got. So before the skies let loose, I'm going to run and get the tarp. And you can see it's sunny right there. It's just right overhead. Just right overhead. Ay, ay, ay. Keeps me on my toes. Keep me on my toes. Here's my tarp. Easy peasy. We're just going to roll it out and put it up. Now to get the fabrics in. Oops, watch out, MG. Well, it's waterproof, it's beaten up. Yikes! Ah. Don't worry, Diane, there's another bruise. See you in 5 minutes. You playing with Bear? Are you playing with Bear? Do you love Bear? Does that answer your question? I've been here for 3 weeks, and this is the longest rain event that's happened. It's been about 30 minutes. The rain seems to be tapering off, and I'm really in a creative mode today. So we are finding a different way. I'm just using this as an opportunity to show you what I'm working on for the cover of one of the cushions that I'm making. I was gifted 7 of these napkins, and then when I got them back and I was thinking about the cushions, I put them in this design, and now I'm in the process of hand sewing them all together in this design. I did invest in another embroidery hoop. I never had one this big before, so not giving myself too much lip about that I had that and got rid of it. I do have a theory about that, though. Go ahead and get rid of it, because if you have to replace it, it's such a newer model with such newer conveniences to it. What happens to me is I say, wow, I wish I had changed to this years ago. The tool I'm trying to take a little time to get to know is the Dremel. And this was in our tools when I was going through things. I'm not really sure what it was there for, but because of its size, I thought I would hang on to it. And basically that's all I had in there, with one of these cutoff wheels. And I was a little intimidated, I gotta say, at first about this whole thing, but all I had to do is read the directions, and now I'm gonna experiment a little bit. This right here is kind of along the same lines of good grief, why did I get rid of that? This whole thing, well, not these, but was in a box, and I could not for the life of me figure out what this was, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to need that on the road, and it went by the wayside. Turns out that it's critical for holding the depth that you're trying to get, especially when you're trying to route an edge, which I'm going to try to do, because I bought a bit here. That $5 and that $2, I got these bits at Habitat for Humanity. And I'm glad I knew what I was looking for. There was a whole wall of things, and these were 2 that were on my list. I had to get that from a chain store. And then I also got these cutting wheels, because of course I broke it. So these are the new things that I'm trying. As you see, the sun is back out. Next up, I'm going to cut that board into the size of my cushions. And then from that board, I'm going to cut the fabric. Took me about 10 minutes to set up this straight edge. And as soon as I started, I ran into the clamp. So I think it looks okay. I want to do a little bit of a routed edge on the bed, the actual board that's going to be the bed extension. These I'm practicing the Dremel routing tool. These are the bases for the pillows. So I've never used a router before. I have, what the concept is, I'm kind of aware of, but it's all about the depth of the drill bit. And so this here is kind of the edge I'm going through for. Nothing fancy, but you can tell that there was a little attention paid to it. So here is where the bit has to be set in order to have that nice edge. And it's really ending up being above the cutting blades. I got a lot to learn, but I love to learn. Woo! Fun, fun, fun. It's about 4:20, and that means, Diane, let's wrap it up till tomorrow. You've done plenty today. So we have one side painted, little stack of tools there. I want to get the tarp there back. It's been drying. Going to get back that rolled back up. And so we'll be ready to relax in very short order. It's a little after 5, and everything is all cleaned up, swept off the rug, and deck is looking good. Calling it a day. Time to heat up some soup and be